Alright, so we are looking at the pre-screening assessment task. Now I know that we've done a couple of these already as paper copies, and it's probably best if you continue to do these as paper copies, but quick walkthrough so you can get these right for the assessment. This name here is for the client's name. Don't put your name down there. This is their date of birth, their gender, and this is now the date that you've filled this form in. Now for these 7 questions, in stage 1, you need to ask the question. If it's a yes, you tick the yes. If it's a no, you tick the no. Ideally, we want to see all no's, because that would mean that they're completely healthy to start. Let's get rid of that one. If we get down here and we've got, do they have some sort of issue, muscle, bone or joint problem, then we need to find out what it is and if they're allowed to do things. Same if they're a diabetic or anything. Technically, if they score yes to anything in this section, doctor has to have signed off so that they can do exercise, right? It's up to them though. If they say they're not willing to see a doctor, that's fine, you just get that on record. And it says here about if there's yes to any questions, please seek medical guidance from a GP, right? They don't have to do that. You're just meant to tell them to do that. If they say they've already got medical clearance and they give you the guidelines, that's fine. If it's no, we move along. That's their signature, and again, the date. We move down to this next section. Now, because we're not prescribing at this point, not really prescribing, it doesn't matter too much, but typically if we didn't get a doctor's guidelines or doctor's referral, you'd only prescribe stuff that's light or less. If they don't need a prescription of a doctor's referral because everything was a no, then we only program at the level that they normally train at. So if they normally perform vigorous exercise, then we can go vigorous exercise or below, but if they only do moderate, we go moderate below, and we build them up over time. You don't take someone that's only ever lightly trained and smash them with high training, right? This is stage 2. I just realised I've got a dodgy form here because it doesn't have the counting of the hours, but we'll go through stage 2 first. Stage 2 says optional. We have to do it for the assessment, so you still get name, date of birth, all that. Go through and answer these questions. We're looking at basically the first lot of questions, but a bit more in depth. Here we go. This will be on page 1 for yours, but we look at what type of exercise they do. This is how many times a week. So if I go walking 3 times a week, and each walk is 60 minutes, I don't put 60 in here, I put 180, right? And it's at light. Now keep in mind, if I'm doing vigorous activity, I'm like, hey, 4 times a week, I do vigorous activity for, I don't know, 20 minutes. What's that give us? 80 in total. When we go for the final calculation here, vigorous, I've got a T on my screen, lovely. All vigorous activity is times by 2, right? So when I have to calculate my total here, I've got the 180, but this is actually 160 as well. So I add 180 to 160. Quick maths, what's that give us, like 340? I could be wrong. We need to get height and weight as well, so we can calculate BMI, and you can use an online calculator for that, that's fine. If the client's willing to tell you these things at this point, that's fine. Also, we'll be screening for these later as well. And so on. Answer all the questions. Don't worry too much about this bit because that won't be there. Then we just need to look at risk factors as well. So less than 2 risk factors, low risk, greater than 2 risk factors, moderate risk, right? Cool, and that's the pre-screening for this section.